Hello, New Song students. This is Miss Louise coming from my reading house. How are you today? This is Friday. Yes, the weekend. You won't hear another story until Monday. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about rhyming words. And I also wanted to talk about the fact that this is spring, even though it's not as warm as we would like it to be. But guess what? Nothing stops the things from happening in the spring. In the springtime, the grass begins to grow, the flowers, the butterflies come out, all kinds of insects come out, begin to make sounds. Some of them are getting ready for winter already, but some of them are doing their job to help us have beautiful flowers and trees. But sometimes we don't think about that in the tall grass when it begins to grow. You're going to hear lawn mowers. You're going to hear people cutting their grass, planting their flowers. But today I wanted to read a story because in that tall grass, there are things there. Sometimes things that we can't see and some things that we can see. So when you get a chance to go out in the yard and you have a little grass, I want you to look, just peep at it. And when you do, don't forget to wash your hands. But here's our title for today. In the tall grass. Look at the little boy. He's looking. This is by Denise Fleming. And of course, in the tall grass, we may see a caterpillar, right? Now we're going to hear some rhyming words. I want you to listen, and I may point out a few, okay? In the tall grass. Here we go. In the tall grass. There's that caterpillar. And that caterpillar loves to eat, so we say crunch, munch, caterpillar's lunch. And of course, crunch, munch, and lunch rhyme. Caterpillars like to eat so they can get full and build their cocoon and turn to a butterfly. Who else is in the tall grass? Oh, hummingbirds. Hummingbirds like to fly above the grass and look for flowers, and they dart, they dip. Hummingbirds sip. They're the smallest bird in the world, and they drink nectar from out of the flowers, you know? And they dart. Yes, they do. I think, let me see. Who else is in the tall grass? We see dip and we see sip. Ooh, bumblebees. You have to be careful. I love seeing bumblebees. They get the pollen on their feet and go from flower to pollinate so the flowers can grow. Strum, drum, bees hum. So we have rhyming words. Strum, drum, and hum. Rhyming words usually have some letters that are the same at the end. Okay? But look at the bumblebees. They're in the tall grass. Let's see what else is in the tall grass. Birds, they swoop down, don't they, to eat. Crack, snap, wings flap. So we have snap and flap that rhyme. Snap and flap. And the birds love to fly down and sit on the grass and peck at the worms that come up when the ground is wet. Okay, now we have some ants. And you know during this time the ants are getting ready for the winter. So they're in their little ant hills down in the ground and they pull, tug, ants lug. So they lug all of their food to get ready for the winter. They're very busy. What else is in the tall grass? Let's see. Snakes. Ooh. And they slip, slide, snakes glide. So we have slide and we have glide. Yes, when you're in the tall grass, especially in the park, there's that caterpillar. I want you to be careful because snakes love to hide in tall grass, okay? Who else is in the tall grass, but they look like they're underground? What do you call these things? Okay, let's see. Rich, scratch, moles, scratch. So these are moles. Our rhyming words are ratch and scratch. Yes. They live underground. They come up, though. I see them sometimes digging holes in my yard. Who else is in the tall grass? Beetles. Look at the beetles all in a row. And that caterpillar. He's on every page. Skitter, scurry, beetles, hairy. So the beetles are on a roll. They're marching, probably going to get something to eat. But they're in the tall, tall grass. Look for the beetles this spring. Who else is in the tall, tall grass? Frogs. Oh, they zip, zap, tongues snap. Now, you know, frogs eat a lot of insects. So they're zapping and snapping and pulling those insects in for their meal. So you may see some frogs, especially when it rains and after the rain. Frogs may be on the pavement, you know, when you're walking. So be careful, okay? They're in the tall, tall grass. Who else likes to hide in the tall, tall grass? Oh, the bunnies. Hip, hop, ears, flop. Look at the bunnies. They like to hide in the grass. They kind of like doing camouflage sometime when the grass is a little brown. Let's see. We have hop and we have flop. Who else? Oh, who can figure out what these are with the yellow on them? Those are fireflies. I love them. They come out when it gets dark. So stop, go, fireflies glow. Okay, so go and glow have the same sound, but they look different at the end. Sometimes the O-W gives the O sound. Let's see who else is in the tall, tall grass. Oh, what do we see here? Bats. Whoa, lunge, loop, bat, swoop. So loop and swoop are rhyming words. Yes. All right, let's see who else. Who else? I'm losing control of the book. Let's see who else. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's that caterpillar. Stars bright, moonlight. So when you're in that tall, tall grass, and please don't hurt the insects when you're walking in the tall, tall grass. Good night, tall, tall grass. So the caterpillar walked through the tall grass just about all day and all night, eating as he goes along. The end. So the tall, tall grass outside your door, in your yard, has many things in the inside. Things that are coming out now because it's spring. So when you go out this weekend, because it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, look in the tall, tall grass, but make sure to wash your hands. This is Miss Louise coming from my reading house. I'll read to you Monday. Bye-bye.